welcome to Bellator. How's this feel? Feel cool?
Yeah, it's pretty much the ideal situation for me to be fighting for Bellator in my hometown, in Connecticut. The stars align perfectly.
I know that you had you put out on social media like quite a bit ago, like, hey man, I'm from Connecticut. You guys are going to be in Connecticut. And it didn't happen that time, but now it's happening now. I mean, does it feel like it's the right time for it? Maybe it wasn't the right time 6 or 8 months ago, whenever that was?
Yeah, I've been trying to get on Bellator for a while. When they first started around Connecticut, I was trying to get on, and then I tried to get on the February show, and then I tried to get on Madison Square Garden, and then I went to CES, great promotion, and I had a great performance, and they saw what I've been telling them all along, and now we're here.
That was the one to put him over the top, you think, with Scott and with Rich and with those guys?
I think, yeah. My performance, flawless victory, and my resume, 15 wins, only 2 losses. So I belong with the big boys. I've earned my opportunity, and here I am.
Was anybody from in here telling you, hey man, go out and get another win and show us that you've still got it? Because had you not done that, like, I guess in theory the last version of you that they would have seen would have been on the Contender Series. So was anybody pushing you to do that, to put them over the top?
No one was pushing me to do anything. I just kind of navigate my own career. I have a team that helps me out and helps me make the right decisions, but I've always just followed my heart and passion, and done what I felt was right, and fought when I felt like fighting. There we go. That's a tongue twister. And it led me to what I've done and where I am, and I don't think I think my wins speak more than my losses. Everyone I lost to was undefeated, highly regarded prospect, or one of the top guys in the world. So and I show that I belong in there with them. It definitely, I've never been outclassed in a fight. I've never been destroyed. I've never been picked apart or anything. I was in every fight that I've ever been in, and I have 12 finishes out of 15 wins, and in Connecticut, I'm the guy. I'm the guy everyone wants to see in Connecticut.
Yeah.
So this is good. They gave me tickets, and they all went away really fast.
I can imagine. I mean, so you fought in Connecticut before, but it's been up at Foxwoods or I guess up the road in Hartford last time out, but never this close to home. I mean, I'm sure you're not staying at the hotel this week. You're staying at home, right? Just driving over?
Yeah, I'm not staying at the hotel tonight. Tomorrow, I actually am going to stay at the hotel because
okay.
my house is like 14 minutes, 12 minutes from the venue, but of north, and the hotel is 35 minutes south.
Okay.
So it would take me 50 minutes to get to the hotel. Everything's at the hotel, so I'm just stay at the hotel. I have a newborn baby that I love very, very much, and I always try to be the best father I can, and it's kind of maybe these 2 days I'll get more sleep.
We've heard a lot of guys recently talk about how becoming a dad has kind of changed them and changed the way they look at fighting. I mean, Cowboy Cerrone was probably the biggest one we've heard talk about it, but did you experience that at any time recently?
I'm gonna do a what do they call that? I'm gonna say something not a lot of people say. Definitely becoming a father helped me grow as a man, as a human. I'm more mature. I'm more well organized. I'm serious about more things. But in terms of fighting, it hasn't really changed much. My family's gonna love me no matter what, and they see how hard I worked, and I've always worked very, very hard to be successful, and I've always tried and gave absolutely everything I have to this fight game. So there's really not anything else more that I could do. So having a kid helped me outside of fighting and helped bounce me outside of fighting. But in the gym, I've always worked hard and gave it everything. And when I fight, I try to really lay it all out on the line.
You just passed 10 years as a pro fighter earlier this summer. I mean, realized that you had that anniversary coming up, and then I guess the follow-up on that was, what have you kind of learned in the last few years of that the version of you in 2009, 2010 wouldn't have had any clue about?
Yeah, when I was a young kid fighting 10 years ago, I didn't know anything about nutrition. I probably could have been a 45 pounder, to be honest with you. I was small. My training was still good. I still had great coaches, but I would do dumb stuff like get real fat after fights and go out and party and stuff like that. But now I'm older, I'm more mature, I have a family. I'm going to bed or actually earlier on weekends than I am during the week. I'm eating clean all year round and really just living a more balanced, better lifestyle. I'm more composed. The things that I thought were important before aren't as important to me now, and different things are more important now. Time flies by quick. It seemed like the other day I was just making my MMA debut, but I'm 33 years old, but I still have a lot of fights left in me. I wouldn't be surprised if I could do this till I'm 40 years old. My body feels great. I had a few injuries, and I took some time off and healed them, and I really learned a lot about myself and my body and how to train and what to do. So I expect to, after this fight, talk to the brass at Bellator and be here for a very long time.
Talk to me about your opponent. He's not maybe a household name, but he's a guy who's taken out a couple of prospects and heavily hyped guys. I'm going to assume that he's got the same mindset coming in here against you, wanting to take someone out that's got a much bigger name than him once again. So what do you know about him, and what were you able to kind of glean from any of his past performances?
Yeah, I watched a couple of his fights. He's definitely tough. He's tricky. He's got some stuff, but nothing I've never seen before. He could be a completely different person on fight night. So I'm really focused on myself when I fight. I have all my defenses and my awareness, but when I go out there, it's about me. It's about me performing. He beat two guys that everyone. You probably want me to talk some trash about these guys. I actually loved Kimbo. I was a big Kimbo fan. So I always root for his son. I think that he has a big future, but he doesn't have the composure yet. He's not there yet. It's going to take time to get that composure, and he kind of fell apart, and Browning was able to beat him because of that. I'm not the same person. I'm a veteran. This is my 21st fight. Overall, I just don't see that happening. I don't see a way that could happen. And the other guy, I never watched a Jersey Shore, but he's a tough guy, and he just looks like he's like all heart and no composure. And that's new fighters, new fighters versus a veteran. A different animal, And not saying those guys won't get to where I am one day, but they're not there right now. So he's stepping in with all different beasts, and I'm not a prospect. I'm already proven.
Sure.
I've already won a world title. I fought for another world title. He's fought the best guy, or he's fought twice in Bellator, but I've been fighting world-class guys. I fight guys that are top 5 in the world. So for me, it's different. Yeah. I'm a different opponent. You can't compare me to these guys. Maybe I have more attention and more followers than him, but in the end, none of that stuff matters. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. It doesn't matter how cool you are. It matters that you win fights, and that's what I'm here to do.
I feel like you get it done on Saturday night, obviously, and then that's like kind of the leaping point to to be on a main card here in Bellator, to get more eyeballs on you here in Bellator, and then essentially impress the brass and show them you belong at the top echelon of the division. Yeah,
I want a multi-fight deal, and I want to start working my way up to the title picture. I want to be the champion. Don't do this unless you want to be the best, and for me, I want to be the best, and I've been doing this to win titles, get recognition, and be something special. And if you're not in it to be the best, don't do it. So for me, people will tell me my whole career, oh, don't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that. And on Saturday night, I'm gonna do everything I said I've been able to do, and everything that I've been talking about for years that I'm capable of, and I'm going to show it in the biggest stage of them all in my hometown. And Bellator, I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm going to go out there and get it done.